Wow.
So we start suing each other.
You and Don King?
Yeah.
That's not someone I think I'd want to take on.
Well, he had an army of lawyers, all that money. I have one little measly lawyer, and I had no money. But I had God. See, if you have God and you right, no, you got to be right.
Even against Don King?
Even against anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're right and you take a stand.
Right.
So we start suing each other. I said, well, since you don't have a champion, I'm going to start promoting myself.
Right.
So I called my buddy up in New York. And I said, Sam, he gets me a fight with Jesse Ferguson, Bermuda. I beat Ferguson. Give me a fight with David Bay in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I beat him.
Wow.
And I'm supposed to fight Mitch Blood Green in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The phone ring, and it's Donald King. Bonecrusher.
Now what? Now tell us the date. Give us the date. This is
On or
significant.
about
December
5th,
yeah.
5th or
Right,
so.
right.
The phone ring. Bonecrusher, this is Donald King. I said, who? Don King.
Yeah.
He said, we got you that title fight, Bone. I said, you do? He said, Santa Claus. I can see Santa Claus coming down the chimney with 2 money bags. Ho, ho, ho. I said, when is it? Next week.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I knew it was a setup.
Right, right.
Witherspoon was his guy.
Uh-huh.
And I got mad. I make a decision. And I make another decision. And you know what it means. Mad means.
Right, right. Make a decision.
I said, I'm winning this next fight come hell or high water. See, sometimes you got to take an attitude, whether it's boxing, football, running a Harley dealership, or whatever it is, in business, whatever it is, you're going to take an attitude, I'm winning this next one come hell or high water. It's all attitude.
Just 7 days to prepare, though.
7-day notice. And if you understand the Bible, 7 is God's perfect number.
Right, right.
That's what I thought about.
Did you really? Yeah.
That's what I thought
You
about.
really did,
Most
yeah.
people say, I need more time. It's going to be the same way when Jesus comes, to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, if you just give me a little more time, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be saved. I'm going to do all those things. I need a little more time. But I want to tell the fans and everybody, you, that the time is now.
Right, yeah.
Hebrew 11:1 says, now
Right.
faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not yet seen. It's now. And the very first punch I hit Witherspoon with, his knees buckled.
Oh, come on.
It was a 15-round fight. The very first punch,
This was in
1986.
right, but this is in
That's in Madison Square Garden.
in Madison Square Garden.
New
Okay.
York.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First punch, buckle. I said, we going home early tonight, y'all.
Holy
I
crap.
followed my rule. 3 knockdown rule in effect. I knock him down 3 times in the first round. And the new heavyweight champion of the world, James Bonecrusher Smith. And because I had gone to college at Shaw University, I became the first college graduate in the history of boxing. Just for stepping out on faith, just for believing that you can do it. And that's what I tell kids and people now.
Right.
Champion for Kids, Inc. You got to believe, and then you got to work. So people work according to the belief level.
Yeah.
They don't believe they can, and they don't work. They don't even try.
Right, right. That's a great point. I bet that happens a lot. Just not believing they can.
They don't even try. So why
Right.
should I?
Right.
And they take that kind of position, but they can. But you got to work at it. Anything, whatever you're trying to do.
Golly, in the first round.
First round,
Well, so Don King probably wasn't a happy camper there either.
never got over it.
But y'all did end all your lawsuits. I mean,
We settled right there.
Right. You settled back a week before that fight.
Absolutely.
You settled to go ahead and be able to
He
get
put
there.
3 fights on the table worth $7 million. Witherspoon, Mike Tyson, and if I beat Mike Tyson. $7 million was a lot of money back then.
Golly.
It's not bad now.
Yeah. No, it's not. Son of a gun. That is incredible.
That's right.
So it was those, obviously the success there in '86. And then, of course, so many folks, I mentioned to somebody recently that we were going to have the opportunity to be together. And he, of course, talks about the 12 rounds with Mike Tyson, as opposed to the fact that you were the world heavyweight champion and had the knockout on December 12th there at Madison Square Gardens. So many folks focus on the fact that you took Mike Tyson 12 rounds, by far the longest.
Yes, at that time I was the first guy, and then see at that time Mike was knocking everybody out.
What would his age have been then? I mean,
I think around 20 or 21.
So he was a really young guy, and you were in your early 30s then.
32, 33.
Holy crap, yeah. To think that you said Sugar Ray Leonard and George Foreman retired at 28, the year you became a professional boxer, and then towards the end of your professional career, you were taking on a guy who had just...
My last fight was Larry Holmes again.
Is that right?
Yes.
And what year was that?
99.
Oh, in 99?
Yes.
Okay, so wow, well then you would have been in your...
46.
Holy crap. Well, forgive me for not following. I should have prepped more.
18
for the interview.
years.
Yeah, from the
18 years, and I'm thankful. I'm blessed to be able, because I look around and see some of the guys that fought many less years than that. Muhammad Ali, when I've been in very bad shape, and to be able to carry on a conversation with you today and do the things that I'm able to do, I'm so grateful to God that I'm able to do that.
The Shaw University, you're probably one of the a very prominent alum for them. Very important that you finished school there. Of course, even starting off, as you said, down in Kenansville, getting the ball rolling at James Brunt to community college and being able to transfer up was a big step for anybody in the mid-'70s to be able to get into college, let alone finish.
My goal is to set up a James Bonecrusher Smith scholarship at both of those James Smith Community College and Shaw University.
Right.
And where kids from anywhere, especially this area, they want to go up to those schools.
Oh yeah.
They can apply for the James Bonecrusher Smith scholarship. That's coming.
Great. Well, there's still more things to come, and of course, folks can be down here on Labor Day weekend. They need to go to your website. The contact us information there at the website there's a lot of great information. championforkids.org. What are some of the other big things that you're working on right now?
A couple years ago, October 2009, I was invited to come out to Los Angeles, and they had a weekend called World Boxing Hall of Fame Weekend.
Right.
And I was one of the champions to go out there. And once I got out there, they were kind of impressed. They said, well, not only, so we want to put you in our Hall of Fame. I said, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I said, well, and not only that, we're going to be doing some replica Hall of Fame museums around the world. And I get to thinking, I said, you know, I've heard there's about 14 million tourists come through Myrtle Beach every year. I said, now I go up to the Hall of Fame too in Canastota in New York, and there's about 20,000 fans come through there from around the world every year. And I get to thinking, I said, suppose I started doing some what ifs. I said, so what if I had my own museum in Myrtle Beach?
Right.
And let people know about it and put it in the right place? What if? Right. And then invite a Mike Tyson or Evander Holyfield or Buster Douglas. Invite some of my legend friends down here.
Sure.
I think the fans will follow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You heard of the saying, "Bill it and they will come"?
I have heard that. Yes.
I believe they will come. So that's what we're working on. We want to do a Hall of Fame weekend starting September the 2nd, reception. 3rd, golf outing.
Right.
And on Saturday the 3rd, a little amateur boxing. North Carolina versus South Carolina, where I'm from and where I am now. North Carolina versus South Carolina. Come one, come all. Let's have a ball.
That's tremendous. Well, we got enough time to get ready for that, and surely viewers who could be a part of that one way or another, helping to, I guess, donations, since you've got a nonprofit group, and obviously setting the stage for those scholarships, donations. This is tax deductible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
501c3.
Well, I want to make sure. I know a lot of folks wonder what that's like when you experience being in the ring, when you hit somebody and they drop.
Do you want to see what it feels like?
Well, I was told early this morning it's 82 inches, I believe, is that. But what is that like for you? If you've hit somebody, they've dropped and they're not getting up. Have you ever been in the ring and fearful that hit? I mean, you know, the fact that you got a nickname of Bonecrusher is a pretty overwhelming nickname.
Well, you know, I don't hit them that hard, but they think they'll hit that hard.
Yeah.
But my goal was to take the left ear and knock it to the right side.
Golly. Golly.
That's
Now,
what I focus on.
And then what were some of those other things that guys like Tyson or Evander Holyfield or Tim Witherspoon were? What were some of their things they were trying to do the same thing? Were you ever hit to the point where you thought, my Lord, how could I get up?
Mama.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home.
That's right. When you hit the ground, I mean, obviously thinking about 1981 when you fell. I mean, when you went down and the fight was called. I mean, the idea that you decided I'm going to stick this out, and 3 years later get over to London and do some damage on Frank Bruno.
The key is not to give up. The key is not to quit. Key is also to get started. A lot of people don't get started because they feel like they don't have a chance. And I want to encourage them that they do have a chance. Everybody has a chance, and you just got to work at it and believe.
Was there ever a time in the ring that you were totally afraid of someone you were fighting?
Every time.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did you overcome that fear? You
Well,
started punching.
Start
Yeah.
punching.
Just
Get
start-
busy.
yeah.
Got to get busy.
Right. Well, that's important that you'd admit that. I mean, that's a good thing for kids to know, or even adults to know, that even somebody as mammoth as
If you watch the guys Sunday and every time I heard Big Ben talking about how nervous he gets before
Right.
the games. It's just a natural thing to because you got all those big guys,
Right.
and they can hit you and hurt you if they
Yeah.
hit you in the wrong place.
Yes.
And hey, man, we're human.
Yes. How do you want to be remembered? Bonecrusher, Reverend James, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered on a bronze statue out in front of the World Boxing Hall of Fame in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. People paying money to come in there and see me tell how I became a legend, how I fought Mike Tyson, how I knocked out Witherspoon, how growing up watching Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. Gene Autry had a horse named Champ, and people say, "Well, what should we call you?" I think about when I used to watch those TV shows, and all of a sudden I became them.
Right.
And I believe there's some kids out there, they watch Bonecrusher on TV, and all of a sudden they say, well, I can be heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
Just for seeing this guy make the right decisions and doing the right thing.
Right.
And he's a champion for kids and a champion for Christ and for the people.
Yes, absolutely. If you had not become Bonecrusher Smith, if you had not become a professional boxer, what do you think you would have done?
I don't know.
That's not for you to decide. Yeah.
I don't look back and say, what if? I look forward and
Right.
say, what if?
Yes, that's tremendous. Reverend, thanks so much for being with us
Thank you.
today. And stay tuned to a little more All-American People with the Reverend James Bonecrusher Smith, the heavyweight champion of the world, coming up next. Back in 1981, on worldwide television on ESPN, getting knocked out, losing right out of the gate his first professional match. Think about it, for him, so easy. Could have been just to sit back and say, this is not for me. I'm going to go back to taking care of others. But instead, he keeps persevering. It was what he did next back in 81 to get ready for 84 when he traveled the Atlantic and took on Frank Bruno. Think about those experiences, what you're going to do next, and we know what he's going to do next. Go to championforkids.org to learn more. Championforkids.org. Champ, thanks so much again for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.